So the short answer is we don't really know. On the most basic, lowest level of existence, the quantum level, things are not necessarily deterministic. There is a certain amount of randomness and probability in certain things. But even then, quantum outcomes can be predicted, which means, at least theoretically, everything can be predicted, in which case that would make the universe deterministic. In addition, there are really wonky quantum experiments that show that the future, for some value of it, already exists, which of course would also mean the universe is deterministic. It seems like the scientific consensus is that the universe is largely deterministic, and I personally do believe it's deterministic. But again, the jury is out because there isn't really enough data to conclusively prove that, especially because advances in quantum science keep getting evolved more day by day. And it's the quantum world where you're really going to find stuff that isn't deterministic. And this freaks people out because a lot of people are like, but what about free will? And I get it, and that's more of a philosophy thing than a science thing, but look at it this way. You still get to make choices, even if the universe is entirely deterministic. Imagine you had a computer chip welded into your brain. That computer chip would try to predict everything you did based on what you've done in the past. And it is the best computer chip ever. It has a 100% success rate. And if it's ever wrong, it will shock you with 100 million volts of electricity and you die. But you never die. Why? Because the chip has a 100% success rate. It always predicts what you're going to do. In this scenario, you're still making decisions. It's just that the chip can predict those decisions. So things are still deterministic. The chip knows what you're going to do, even if you still had the will to do it. You never get shocked because that was never in the realm of possibility for you. But that doesn't mean that you didn't make the decision regardless. Anyway, this has been kind of a foray into philosophy. I'm big into philosophy, so I'd be cool with going into it more. But yeah, long story short, general scientific consensus is that the universe is deterministic. Why? Because cause and effect exists. And if you keep stringing the line of causality back further and further, you could basically get to the first inciting incident. And if you could predict it more and more into the future, then you could predict everything. Hence determinism. Theoretical determinism, at least.